Many music creators want to earn more money from the music that they actually create. Like they want to earn it actually from the music itself. But this takes an understanding of how the money flows on top of this created music intellectual property that we have here. And you got to learn how to maximize this thing. Now, I understand that a lot of people are afraid of the user generated content, right? Because that gives people more access to your music, especially with what I'm about to talk about today. And this does require a lot of work. That's why many don't really make it far in the music game, because they haven't mastered the methods that I'm going to explain to you today. So if you want to master this part of the game, then I suggest you stick and stay on today's video, and we're going to unwind the way that you can 10x your profits as an independent record label owner, coming up right here on the Music Money Makeover show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Money Makeover show. My name is Casey Graham. Let's hop right in. Okay, so first of all, we've got to get the fish to bite in order to 10x this thing. So it's like this: having different versions of your song is like a fisherman using multiple fishing poles simultaneously. Okay, so for our example of 10xing your money supply, let's put 10 different versions of the same song out there for the fish to bite. Okay, and the more poles we have, the more chances we're going to have of making money. If you can understand that, then the rest of the video will make sense to you. Now, here are the fears that I said we got to kind of address earlier. The fears of these methods that I'm about to talk about. And in many cases, artists and record companies release only one version of a song and stop there. Now, this fear originated during the blog era of 2002 to 2010, when artists found unauthorized remixes of their records online, leading to lost revenue and image control. However, nowadays we refer to this as user-generated content, and it shouldn't be feared because it brings more attention to our catalog and to you as an artist. So anytime you may get that fear like, oh, I don't know, man, people gonna take my song and use it. Well, in today's day and age, that's a beautiful thing, so long as you were the first to release it. And we want user-generated content because we want our song to grow. Without it, this method really doesn't do us any justice, okay? Now, the main versions, let's talk about it. If you start with the main versions, you want to get into the habit of releasing all of your main versions: main, instrumental, acapella, club mix, DJ mix, radio edit, and Vox Up mix. The more options available to the public, the more chances we have for new usage. And if you're concerned about unauthorized remixing, remember that Serato offers real-time audio source separation, known as stems, so there's no way around it. Just go with the flow and release higher quality stems. This allows for increased sampling options and clearances. And I could say this: you could sell all of these versions to DJs or to producers who want to sample the actual song and they need the different versions, like the drum mix or the vocal mix or whatever. You could sell it as a sample pack and collect emails and get paid at the same time for producers actually wanting to sample your stuff. But that's another conversation. You got to be real savvy with business to do that. Anyway, the alternate versions. Now, alternate versions are close derivatives of the main version, and they consist of sped up and slowed down versions, which are good for TikTok. Finally, stripped versions are suitable for easy listening when applicable. And every song is not going to be good for easy listening, but this could be really cool for, like, let's say soft rock music or R&B music and things of that nature. Maybe you have some people are kind of getting back into jazz a little bit with the jazz singer. So maybe you could strip down a version with the singer if it's not already stripped. Point is, put some alternate versions out there. Now, the remixes, let's address them. Remixes are excellent for extending our reach even further. And what I mean by this is extending your reach into different cultures and areas that you wouldn't normally be in. Acoustic, dance remixes, EDM house and deep house, lo-fi remixes, jazz hop, New Orleans bounce, chopped and screwed, Baltimore club footwork, or juke versions create reach into areas that may not be in tune with your artist or your main versions, but will connect with the masses because they fit their moods and vibes. So this, like I said earlier, allows you to reach into different cultures, place your music there on a different style of remix. You can even reach out to people who actually do these remixes in these areas and tell them, hey, especially as you begin to get bigger and your songs begin to matter, you can reach out to these remixers, pay them to remix your song and start spinning it, put it on the internet and whatnot, okay? As a record label owner and music owner, this is your right, man. Exercise it. Now, the covers. Covers work wonders in spreading your reach as well. Having other artists cover your record, especially those with an existing fan base, boosts the life of your record and income. They do. Always stay alert for covers that appear without your consent so you can clear them for collection. Also, don't hesitate to hire these cover artists to create versions from scratch. What I mean by clearing these records for collection is sometimes you'll have YouTube artists who cover your record and they don't ask for your consent for the publishing, and they're making money off of the master, and they probably paid to do that through TuneCore or whatever. What you want to do is just keep a monitor, and you can set up automated monitors on things or keywords that are based around your songs to see who's covering your stuff. And if people are covering them, reach out to them, say, hey, I see that you covered my record. I just want to go ahead and register this for publishing collection so I can get paid. I'm going to let you do your thing, because a lot of cover artists will not reach out to the owners of the publishing for the simple fact that they don't want to get their records taken down. And you don't want to take them down either, because if they're making money, you're making money, and that's good. All right. So you want to clear these people's covers for collection, even if they're not good. Even if they're not good, get them. Get the money, get the bag, keep rolling. Our whole goal with this video is to 10x our profits here. Now, syncing the new versions. Hear me out. Approaching your sync agent with all these versions will make them very happy, and in turn will significantly increase your chances of sync placements, especially if you own all of them. That'll make them even more happy. So this is how we're really going to maximize our money. Now, streaming the new versions. Adding all these versions to a special release for streaming is highly advisable. The income from a special deluxe single release can be incredible for you, right? Because people are going to hear the first version, and then people who are still discovering you may hear a bounce version of it, and they're like, yo, this is so fire. Oh my God, I love this version. I like the other one, but I love this version. And you never know which one may go viral for you, okay? Selling the new versions. If you decide to sell these versions, doing so directly to your fan base can exponentially increase your income in the short term. It just can. So let's say you use even.biz. I'm going to use them, for example. You go to even.biz, and instead of putting all of these versions, like I was saying, on Spotify, you sell them on Even, right? So people can listen. Or you sell them directly on your website to samplers and DJs, which that's a really good idea, man. I got to pat myself on the back for that one. But you sell it to producers and DJs who want to sample this stuff, then you can make a lot of money from this. Now, how you 10x the revenue? Well, in this video alone, I've given you 20 options for release across 6 revenue streams. Sync, I gave you options for that. That's master plus publishing revenue. Streaming, that's master plus performance plus mechanical revenue. And direct to fan, which is just master revenue. Now, 20 times 6 equals 120 ultimate revenue sources. If you go back, you'll find that I gave you 20 options for releases just in this video alone. Okay, so I gave you way more than 10 options to 10x your revenue. And it's all going to depend on the work you put in. But out of 20, how many would you recommend? Be practical about it and release what resonates with you and your game plan. Not every remix and version will work for every fan base. I just want to make that clear because it won't. Now, how do you collect all of this money? Because I know you're probably going to be asking. But for master money, we're going to use a distributor. Obviously, my favorite is Symphonic, TuneCore, and then DistroKid. I mean, well, Symphonic is my favorite, but TuneCore and DistroKid, I'm just putting them out there because whatever. For music publishing money, you know you got your PROs, you need an MLC account, you're going to need a Harry Fox account, and you need to sign up for music reports. Now, for neighboring rights money, that's all Sound Exchange. Go get that money. We call it digital performance, but they also collect your neighboring rights money. And this is the whole gamut of running your whole entire record label or DIY single person record label operation. Okay. If you were just a record label alone, you'd only be going for the master money and neighboring rights money. Let's say if you were signing artists without publishing deals. But for those of you all who watch the channel and you do everything yourself, you're going to need the gamut of this. I'm going to tell you right now, don't go do this alone by yourself, because I have a perfect order that will make this work without any red flags, hiccups, confused accounts, crossed accounts, or anything like that. So therefore, I created something for you. It's called the 60-Day Record Label Course. And if you're an artist, a producer, a singer, songwriter, or new music exec who wants to build a record or publishing company in 60 days without searching all over the internet for the how-tos to miss those red flags I was just telling you about, then I built this just for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a strong LLC foundation, which will ultimately get you funding for the operation right inside this course. And you'll learn how to play the game via contract, so you're not getting screwed out here in these streets, not knowing how to play the game. And finally, you'll be able to collect all your domestic and international publishing royalties without the middleman taking 15%. I guarantee you that. You can get started right down below right now today. If this is your first time watching the channel, please grab the free stuff below. 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits. A free split sheet is included with the download, okay? But if you attempt at least one remix and cover, it will open your mind to the endless possibilities of how you can grow and expand your label and publishing empire, okay? And if you only release your main version, you'll only tap into a small portion of the huge potential pool of money you could have had. And I'm only telling you this from experience, that the artist I was working with, I said, man, we should just do a remix project of the best songs that actually stream, of the ones that people like. And then we did it, and we made more money from the stuff. I just, you know, we were just rinse and repeating the we didn't even record another album. We just did 2 projects, and you know, finally the stuff broke even, you know what I mean? But it's what it is. And I'm just talking about streaming. For those of y'all who watch my failed record label video, you can dig into that over there. All right, so here's where we want to be. All right, so if you were struggling to actually make more money from your music and trying to figure out how this can actually happen, you now have a little bit more education and means to do so. Music money makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label course today right below, download the free stuff right below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.